Hey YouTube, I thought I'd make a video about why I'm an atheist. I know there's a lot of videos out there already that are probably going to be a lot better than this one, but I thought why not share my own experiences. It's good to get more coverage out there. Ever since I can remember my conscious experience, I've always been an atheist. I'm not one of the people who converted from any religion. My mom is a Christian of some sort, but not belonging to any specific denomination. She doesn't go to church, and she never really tried to indoctrinate me into the Christian faith. My dad has his own theories about how the universe works. He doesn't really belong to any group. I'm not sure if he believes in a god or not, but he likes to kind of make up his own stuff. And I was kind of left to decide upon myself what I wanted to be, which I'm really grateful for. I wouldn't have that any other way. Although I did know about the existence of the idea, the belief of God, since I was very young. And from one of the only memories that I can remember from being around 12 to 14 was a very specific night. I remember lying in my bed, contemplating this concept of God, and I wasn't really sure if it was real or not. I didn't really know what to make of it. And so I just, I knew the idea of prayer. So I thought I would just try that, see how this works. And so I did. I prayed, and I said, God, if you're there, can you show me that you exist? And I didn't really get much out of that. There was no signs, and I looked around. I was probably looking for signs, very receptive for anything to be a sign. But nothing in my room changed, nothing outside my window changed. Everything kind of just stayed the same. And I remember at that point I just stopped asking, because I figured, if God wanted me to believe in him, he would have made some effort there. I remember having another test exactly like that one later on in my life, but I decided to scream it at the sky. God, are you there? That kind of thing. It's like, just show me something. And nothing really came of that. At that point I just decided, there doesn't seem to be a good reason to believe in God, but I never really contemplated it further until I was probably in 19 to my early 20s. And when I started thinking about it, I was looking at the different positions, and that's when I labeled myself an agnostic at that point. And I would say I was one of those pretentious agnostics too, the ones that say, oh, well, you can't know, and you atheists are stupid for saying that you can know that there is no God. I was one of those guys, unfortunately. And I held that position for quite a while. Actually, probably up until 2 to 3 years ago, before I decided I would label myself an atheist. I mean, looking back now, I could say I always was an atheist, because even when I was agnostic, I could say I don't believe in God. That wasn't a problem for me. I remember one such occasion, I was on a bus, and a guy came on, and he couldn't pay for his bus at all. And so I decided I'd just go help him out. I was feeling charitable. And so I put the money in there, and some lady said to me, God will love you for what you did. And I told her I don't believe in God. And I remember the look on her face was rather amusing. She seemed just utterly stunned. How could I possibly have helped this guy and not believe in God? But yeah, I was an agnostic at that time, and I was able to say those words. I think one of the turning points was watching the Atheist Experience, which is a TV show down in Austin, Texas. And they were having a debate with some agnostic who was challenging, from the same position that I would have at the time. And the hosts were explaining what atheist meant. I wasn't really too bothered by what they had to say and their challenging of my ideals. I just kind of instantly decided, wait, I don't actually know what the real definition of atheist is. It kind of clicked in my brain just right there that I had just only been assuming what the atheist position was this entire time. And so I was quite happy to just change my mind about it. And probably just a few hours later, I realized, wait, the actual definition of atheist does describe what I believe. And from that point on, I was fine to call myself an atheist. So I kind of like some of these atheist definition videos that people put out. I might want to put one out myself in case it actually does help someone. So that's about all that there was to me. I've heard lots of arguments since that challenged my atheism, and I've heard lots of counter arguments. Nothing's ever shown proof to me that God exists. And I've looked at a lot of the major arguments, hopefully most of them by now. And they're all lacking, every single one of them. I don't want to just say that so that you believe me. Everybody should be out there doing their own research and coming to their own conclusions. But I definitely suggest looking at it from both sides. And yeah, I can't find any reason to believe in any faith. I guess my challenge still goes to God to prove himself. At any point, he can just feel free to rip open my ceiling and wave at me, and then put everything back magically. That would be a good indication. But I guess I got to extend that challenge to every other god, such as Ra and Zeus and Allah and whatever else. Feel free, any of you. Show me you exist. I don't expect it to happen. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching my video, and goodbye.